Washington, this is VOA News. A major dam in northern Iraq recaptured from Islamic State militants. Gaza ceasefire extended. I'm Ray Kouguell reporting from Washington. President Obama says the U.S. military helped Iraqi forces and Kurds recapture a major strategic northern dam from Islamic State fighters. During a brief appearance at the White House Monday, Mr. Obama spoke about the Mosul Dam, which provides electricity and irrigation for much of the region.
If that dam was breached, it could have proven catastrophic, with floods that would have threatened the lives of thousands of civilians and endanger our embassy compound in Baghdad. Iraqi and Kurdish forces took the lead on the ground and performed with courage and determination.
Mr. Obama says the United States will continue to support Iraq's newly developing unity government and will also build an international coalition to bring humanitarian aid to Iraqis. The U.S. President also announced his Attorney General Eric Holder will travel to Ferguson, Missouri on Wednesday to get an update on a federal probe into the shooting death of an unarmed black teenager by a white police officer that has sparked days of violent protests. Mr. Obama says Attorney General Holder will meet with Department of Justice and FBI officials on the federal independent civil rights investigation into the August 9th killing of 18-year-old Michael Brown. A curfew in Ferguson was lifted Monday after National Guard troops arrived in that central U.S. town to bolster police forces amid ongoing clashes with protesters. Israel and the Palestinians have agreed to extend a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip for another 24 hours, as they continue to meet in Cairo, trying to agree on a lasting truce. The announcement of the extension Monday came just before the current ceasefire was set to run out at midnight local time. There was no indication that negotiators are close to reaching a deal to stop more than a month of fighting between Israel and Hamas. The chief of the UN Nuclear Watchdog Agency says Iran is beginning to answer questions about long-held suspicions that it's been developing nuclear weapons. Yukiya Amano of the International Atomic Energy Agency says Iran has started to implement transparency measures about its nuclear program ahead of a deadline next week. He spoke Monday in Vienna. Ukraine says pro-Russian separatists attacked a convoy of civilians trying to escape fighting in the east Monday, killing dozens of people. A senior Ukrainian spokesman says the rebels used Russian-made mortars and rocket launchers. The spokesman said the convoy was flying white flags as it traveled along the main road away from the city of Luhansk. A separatist leader denies the rebels attacked the civilians and blames the deaths on Ukrainian forces. Despite the continued fighting in Ukraine, Berlin and Moscow say a bit of progress is made in talks among the foreign ministers of Russia, Ukraine, Germany, and France. Lisa Bryant reports.
Speaking Monday from Berlin, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said talks the previous evening had resolved all questions about humanitarian aid to Ukraine.
Где у нас пока нет возможности доложить какие-то позитивные результаты.
But Lavrov said the Berlin meeting with his counterparts from Ukraine, Germany, and France had made no progress when it came to reaching a ceasefire and a political solution in eastern Ukraine. The four foreign ministers were to report back to their capitals and look for ways to continue the discussions. Lisa Bryant for VOA News, Paris.
India called off next week's long-awaited talks with Pakistan, citing a meeting in New Delhi between Pakistan's ambassador to India and Kashmiri separatists. Pakistan described India's decision to cancel the meeting as a setback, saying it has a long-standing practice to meet with Kashmiri leaders prior to India-Pakistan talks. In Liberia, officials are urging suspected Ebola patients to return to an isolation center that was attacked and looted by armed men last Saturday. The Liberian government says up to 20 people suspected of having the deadly disease went missing after the attack in the capital, Monrovia. Looters carried off potentially contaminated mattresses, bedding, and gloves from the center. The head of a Guatemalan drug smuggling ring responsible for flooding the United States with cocaine pleaded guilty Monday in U.S. federal court. Guatemalan authorities arrested 75-year-old Waldemar Lorenzana in 2011 and extradited him to the United States in March. I'm Ray Kouguell in Washington.
That's the latest world news from VOA.